Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Thursday, the 3rd of October. Working our way through Ezekiel, we've had Ezekiel bringing prophecy of judgment and destruction to the people of Israel. And in chapter 36, it starts becoming messages of hope. And we need to remember that Ezekiel was speaking to the people in exile. These were the people in Babylon. That's where he was. He was stuck in Babylon with the exiles. And he was speaking about the hope they had down the line. At that moment in time, there was no sign of hope. Jerusalem had fallen, more exiles were coming, and they were stuck. There wasn't going to be a sudden turnaround. They were going to be there for decades. And yet Ezekiel comes, and in chapter 36, he starts looking at how God will restore Israel. In verse 35, he says, the people will say, "This land that was laid waste has become like the Garden of Eden. The cities that were lying in ruins, desolate and destroyed, are now fortified and inhabited." And as I read that, I thought, what a wonderful picture of a turnaround, that this land was laid waste. There was nothing. It was destroyed. Crops were gone. Nothing left there. Now it has become like the Garden of Eden. There is so much there. There's an abundance. There's fruitfulness. There's obvious blessing on that land because of what God has done. And as I read that, I thought, this is a wonderful picture for us to hold on to, that God is able to restore things. For the Israelites, they'd had a wonderful time. They'd had a good city. They'd turned away from God. They'd been judged, and it had been destroyed. All that they had been taken away. And God is saying, I will restore it. I will give it back. And I know many people who, as they look over their lives, look back and say, things were so much better back then. Now I'm struggling. There's this problem I'm facing. There's these issues I'm dealing with. When I was younger, this was what it was like. Now it's so much different. And we need to hold on to the fact that we move through times like that. And God is able to say to us, I will change things so that what was laid waste, people will say, has become like the Garden of Eden. There it is, it's a great blessing upon us. And so I pray that if you are struggling, that you would know this. If you know people are struggling, you'd be able to share an encouragement with them so that they're able to keep going, to persevere, knowing that ultimately God does bring about justice and God will restore. As the scripture says, he will restore the years the locusts have eaten. He will bring his blessing as he promises. Be blessed.